Good morning, Neil. How are you doing, brother?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Doing well, doing well. Had a busy week this week, which we can talk about a little bit more. But how was your
Okay.
week?
Busy as well.
Yeah.
So, which is good. Which is
What
good. I
day,
can't
what days
believe
were you on shift this week?
um hmm, Tuesday. Tuesday was my last, so I'm back tomorrow.
One day this week. They wonder why every firefighter has a side hustle,
Yeah, man,
right?
I'd be a drunken mess. Oh,
Speaking of
sorry.
what,
Sorry,
yeah.
kids.
What's the drink of the day today? What's the drink of the day
Oh,
today so far?
drink of the day so far is mimosa. So,
Mimosas.
gotta get that vitamin C to build up my tolerance to the coronavirus. So, it's my game plan.
So I'm a cup of coffee number 3 at this point. I got up
I
early.
had my
The early. Yeah. You've done your coffee
Yeah, I had
already?
my coffee. Definitely had my coffee already.
Yeah. You
So,
know what? This week I was up in Wisconsin and for a conference, and we had a hospitality room like most conferences do, right? And you know
mhm.
what drink I introduced to those boys up in Wisconsin?
The
It's
Carl
similar.
Boots.
That's exactly right. I introduced them to the Carl Boots. And
Nice.
so it's not far off from what you're drinking, right? And so I explained
Yeah.
to them the story of the Carl Boots and how that came to be. And they're like, they had never heard of the Carl Boots before, but guess what? Every one of those boys after that was going to start to order the Carl Boots. And
See,
so I told them, go ahead.
so now's the time to put it in Wikipedia because remember we needed more followers or something
Right.
to introduce the Carl Boots to Wikipedia. So maybe
Right.
now's the chance to make someone famous.
Yeah. And that's what I told him. I had guys that I was talking with from Chicago area, from another vendor, the Wisconsin guys, and so I was like, our goal at one point was to make the Carl Boots like this nationally known drink, because we thought we were pretty special and it was going to be funny. But for those that aren't in on what a Carl Boots is, a Carl Boots very simply is spiced rum and orange juice. So it's a play on the mimosa or a play on the screwdriver, but it's the Carl Boots is spiced rum and orange juice. And so highly recommend it. It's a fantastic drink. Make sure you order it by name though, and make the server understand that it is a Carl Boots. So we can find it.
So if it's a play on a mimosa, we should call it the Man Mosa.
The Man Mosa is the Carl
The Man
Boots.
Mosa.
I like it.
There you go. It's the
Yeah,
Man Mosa.
we had a whole story figured out at one point that Carl was a pirate that was living on a deserted island with only orange juice and rum, or orange trees and rum, and that's how it became the Carl Boots. And it also on a bike, I ride our bikes out there with Carl Boots himself. Since all names shall be changed to keep the innocent, protect the innocent.
Right. Unless they comment and actually
Yeah.
want to be named, we'll keep them. We'll keep the fictitious names.
That's right. Just a play on those. Yeah. So you're from Illinois,
Mm-hmm.
and so the reason I'm going this way is, have you ever met somebody with a unique accent?
Well, some said I used to have one, but yeah, there is definitely different dialects from like Chicago to definitely.
Yeah.
And
So these
yeah.
guys, these boys I was hanging out with were from Wisconsin, and they had some
Oh,
words, and
so oh,
words I had never heard of before, man.
oh, I'm sure. I'm
Yeah.
sure. And I think the further north you go, I think it even changes too about words and dialects and all that's crazy.
Yeah, these guys had the hard O's and the hard A's, right?
Mhm.
And we were out for drinks, and we got an Uber driver, and I like talking with the Uber drivers because they know the area. We actually got the same one to pick us up as dropped us off at the restaurants downtown in Green Bay. And so we were asking them the best places to eat, the best places to drink, all that stuff, because the guys that I were me, do you hear us having an accent? Because they don't hear the accent themselves. They're just amongst
Right.
themselves, right? So I
Right.
said, sorry, fellas, with all due respect, I do hear an accent. Absolutely hear one. And so I turned around, I said, do I have an accent? And they said, no. And I was like, interesting. So
Yeah.
yeah. And so,
You think someone that has an accent can notice an accent because other people don't talk like them, I guess.
Right.
So,
Yeah, exactly. So the word of the week that I learned is bubbler. Do you know what a bubbler
oh
is?
yeah, it's a water fountain,
I,
or
I had no
yeah, a water cooler.
I had no
And the only
idea.
reason, yeah, and the only reason I know that is because when I worked in Chicago, I had a boss that called it a bubbler. And I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, the water cooler fountain thing. I'm like, so yes, I do know what a bubbler is.
Yeah, I had no idea, and I heard multiple people use it. So it's not just
Yeah.
like this
Oh
one
yeah.
guy in this one local
Right.
area, but no, a bubbler is the new word. So I'm curious, as this is live on Facebook and people rewatch it, throw in some words that you've heard and where they're from, because
Yeah.
I like to learn that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And
Yeah.
from the fire service, we have all kinds of words and languaging that the general public is not going to know or not going to understand. And so it's just kind of interesting how you learn the dialect of the fire service, right?
Right. I'm probably still not gonna call it a bubbler, but
No,
so
I'm not going to call it a bubbler either, because it would really throw people off if I called it a bubbler and did not have the Wisconsin accent. Then they'd be real
right. Yeah.
confused.
Right.
Yeah,
And I think don't they have hot dishes up there too? Aren't they called hot dishes?
they
A
do.
casserole?
They have
Yeah,
hot
hot
dishes,
dish.
a
Yeah.
casserole. Yeah. What's a
Yeah.
word that's
So
unique from the fire service? Uh, oh, we could. That actually brings up an interesting point. A word from the fire service. I was thinking about this a little bit. Like fire hydrant. Everybody knows the term fire hydrant, but I wonder if everybody knows the term fire plug.
yeah,
Maybe, maybe not.
we definitely don't use it.
No, the East Coast does.
So
It kind of or old fire plug, right? But
mhm.
going a little bit of history, do you know why it's a fire plug?
No, because it plugs the water
Come
coming out. I
on.
don't know.
Yes,
I don't
exactly
know.
right.
I
Actually,
don't
exactly right.
know.
Actually, yeah.
Man,
Don't overthink it. I always tell people, I just don't overthink it
look
when
out,
you're.
Jeopardy! Here I come.
I always tell people don't overthink it when you're thinking about the fire service. So, yeah, the fire plug used up in the eastern. Just dropping a little bit, guys that aren't folks that are listening that aren't from around in the fire service. So back when Benjamin Franklin and those boys started their first fire company up there, the water lines were wooden water lines, and so they'd go and actually cut holes into the wooden water lines to fill their buckets up. And after the fire was out, they would plug it up, and that became the next fire hydrant. So
No,
fire plug.
there we go.
Yeah.
Not only this is a great educational program. We should probably start promoting that. Very, very
You will learn something.
educational.
Guaranteed that you will learn something. I don't know if it always
Maybe
is
something
useful
you
knowledge,
don't ever want to learn, but yes, you'll learn something.
yeah, you'll learn useful knowledge. Uh, the point of contact that I had at this conference was a fine mustachioed man. He was a fire marshal. His name is Drew. He actually won Fire Inspector of the Year at the conference I was at. So congratulations to Drew. But a unique thing happened, and I think this is probably going to happen more after COVID, as we had never met each other in person. We hadn't even seen a picture of each other. We only talked on the phone. There are listeners of our
But you knew him. I mean, you've had
podcast.
interaction, just not face to face, right?
Correct. Vocal
Yeah,
interaction.
okay.
So he's on the elevator, and I get it, check into the hotel, and I get in the elevator, and this guy next to me says, "What floor do you want?" And I said, 2, and he said, "Okay," and hit the button, and then he stopped, and he looked over at me, and he said, "Are you Eric from?" I said, "Are you Drew, the fire marshal?" And he said, "Yes." And so then we hit it off immediately because we had built a relationship via phone call, phone call and email,
Right.
but had never actually met each other in person. So recognize the voices of the other person on the
That's
elevator
crazy.
at this conference. But to bring it back to a fun story about our career together, man, it made me think the first time. Do you remember that? A few years back when I had that broomstick mustache, it was just blonde.
Yeah.
Didn't show up
Yeah.
in pictures.
So promoting and telling everybody about their show, and my comment saying that you look like Aaron Kaufman or whatever. It goes back to, I don't know where that beard came from, because you couldn't even grow a mustache. So now here you are with like
I
a
know,
full beard. It's like, wow, how things change.
right? Yeah, and so I was laughing, and Sharon probably, yeah, it's not an embarrassing picture. I'll put it in the comments below after this point because it's a picture that I'm now owning. I'm taking it back, but well, before I cut it off because it wouldn't show up in pictures. It was stick straight blonde. I mean, because we were doing it for like No Shave November, right? So it was a short time. It
Which
wasn't
is coming up. So
right. This has been 8 months in the workings, but at the end of the month, I was going to get it shaved off. I appreciate that, Matt, that this is not a beard, that this is indeed glory. That's right. And so what the guys and I did is one afternoon we went to the local grocery store to buy our dinner or food for dinner, lunch and dinner for the night. And we thought it would be awesome if I like put in like a touch of man, the dye into my mustache to right product name. Touch of gray. We were not trying to do gray. I don't know what it was, but anyway, I'm going touch a man because I need a little bit more manliness in my mustache. And so, but they didn't have blonde. They had like gray, red, and black were the color choices. And so they didn't even have touch of men. That we ended up buying mascara. So I had a tube of mascara, black mascara. I took back to the firehouse, and the cashier lady was ringing us up, checking the food out, digging that through, and 3 firefighters in front of me. My turn. Food's going through, and then a tube of mascara. And she looked at the 4 of us, trying to figure out like what the hell is going on with these 4 guys and a tube of mascara. And so after that, I went back to the firehouse and mascaraed. I don't even know what it is. Dyed with mascara, the mustache black, and I honestly looked like Mario or Luigi. Maybe Luigi was the taller, thinner one. So I think I might have looked like Luigi.
Yeah.
But so this has had to do 8 months instead to grow that out. But yeah, that was a fun experience. No Shave November a few years back. Good stuff.
Which is like I said, coming up again. So
yeah.
Hey, and ladies, you could join in No Shave November too. So don't be ashamed. No shame.
Or a porn star. I look like something. It was off. That's the second porn reference in 2 weeks, by the way, folks. If those keeping track at home, put another one on the board too. So we got that taken care of.
Yep.
Yeah. What else happened this week? I was on a podcast, I suppose. I was on a podcast Monday with a firefighter out of the Phoenix.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that.
ignitedff.com, ignitedfirefighter.com. Cool dude, Ryan Rodriguez. He was cool stuff. We were talking about the mental health aspect of the fire service, breath work, mindfulness, meditation, things like that. So good conversation with that guy. But I had a shower thought this morning.
You what?
Had a shower thought this morning.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought you said. Just making sure.
No, the internet cut out. We lost our internet for just a second. You had a shower thought before?
Yes, I have.
So mine today, I was actually reading my soap bottle because my soap bottle has a lot of words on it for like entertainment in the shower, I guess.
Yeah, and it basically tells you probably shouldn't be putting this in your hair.
Doing right? It's. I looked over and saw Olivia's shower bottle, or soap bottle. We use the same brand of soap, but she uses a nice like rose scented one, and I use a tea tree oil scented one. So not even like a masculine scent, right? But different scents. And so I looked at my warning label on my shower bottle versus her warning label. And then I thought it was very pertinent that this was, quite frankly, the guy warned men and women. Because on my soap bottle, again, it's just the scent. It said the very last sentence, the last 3 words, or so, I guess at 4 words, was do not eat soap.
Like, well, I think that goes back to the our future leaders of America eating Tide Pods is probably they got to throw warnings down there now.
Right? And
Come on,
I was curious if you think
you mean to tell me you never had a tube of like grape flavored chapstick and wanted to eat it because it smelled like grapes?
Oh, every kid actually tasted glue in elementary school, right? There was a thing for a long time.
I never tasted glue. I never tasted glue.
I'm not sure.
Sniffed it, but never tasted it.
So we saw the kids. So have you tried anything really goofy?
Have I tried anything goofy?
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, I ate grass. I won't lie. I mean,
probably nothing I can say on this webcast, but
yeah, that's why we're here.
We're trying to promote viewers and listeners, not scare them away. No.
And that actually brings us to the point a little bit. Is like, if people think that this podcast is going to be super educational, no, it's just like we said in the first episode. It's just two guys riffing, having fun, figuring out whatever we talk about, right? Yeah. And so, in full disclosure, I ate grass as a kid. I remember it on like the hill of my house. I was outside playing, like, I don't know, you were an Army Ranger. I was playing Army Ranger. You were actually an Army guy. And for some reason, I thought, survived the mission, I needed to try some grass, and ate it, and I don't know. I survived, but I ate grass as a kid.
Like just once, or like all the time?
No, one time. Right. I did not become a perpetual.
Okay.
I did not become a perpetual grass eater. Although, do you eat kale these days?
Do I eat kale?
Yeah.
No, not unless it. Yeah, I don't specifically order it. I don't specifically buy it.
Well, we do. But it dawned on me the other day. I made this comment when we were having dinner the other day, and we're cooking up the kale. Is that I remember in my young adult, suddenly kale is like the superfood of the world, right? And people, everybody's eating kale, putting in their smoothies, everything else. But from my humble beginnings, kale actually started as the greenery decorating the buffet table. Like, so kale was that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. More educational.
Yeah, stiff lettuce that like decorated the bowls around like Bonanza and stuff. Yeah, and so now we eat the.
So that was kale.
The decoration. I think
that was really kale.
That's what I'm going with.
Okay, well, it looked like it.
See, that's the other thing, right? If you say it confidently, even if it's wrong, people will trust you and believe you.
Oh yeah, we know a lot of people like that.
we're pretty good at bullshitting right. Things, and I actually Olivia tasted a salt lamp once. She wanted to see if a salt lamp actually tasted like salt, and so now I'm gonna get. She's upstairs. I can hear her laughing. Then the answer is
yeah. The Himalayan.
The answer is yes. Correct. The answer is yes. Actually, it does taste like salt. She was in a sad mood years ago. She was in a sad mood, and she was standing next to the front door, and then we had a salt lamp by the front door. And I don't know what inspired her to pick up the salt lamp and give it a quick little lick with the tongue.
Quick little lick.
She did, and I think it put in her a better mood after she tasted and realized that a salt lamp tasted like salt. So just if everybody else out there, you now don't have to taste a salt lamp. It doesn't taste like salt.
Yeah.
No, and then in the comments she says that she never tasted any weird things. I'm going to argue back and say she tasted a salt lamp. Gretchen says that we don't want to know Neil's shower thoughts.
No, you really
don't. Is that true?
I don't know. It's
I don't know.
Kitchen table
shower. We'll leave the bathroom humor in the we'll leave the bathroom humor in the bathroom. So for those that don't know, I mean, some know there's some humor about. She says she licked it in an existential crisis, but she still licked the salt. For those that don't know, in the fire service we're brothers, and family. I mean. We sleep together, we eat together, the bathrooms are communal rooms, the locker rooms, that kind of stuff. So people have to understand we had a lot of goofy, weird conversations, not in the bathroom and around the kitchen table.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just how it is. You spend just as much time with the guys and gals you work with than you do at home. So it's definitely second family.
Right. For sure. It is.
And just like the saying goes,
weird.
Yeah, yeah. Just like the saying goes, you can't choose your family, and you can't. It's in the fire service, you end up with who you end up with, and
Yeah.
that's your family. So that's two families you don't get to choose.
And so the same drama that happens with your family at home
It
can
happens at
happen
work.
with the
Yeah.
family at the firehouse,
Oh,
right?
oh
I
yeah.
mean, if you get, listen, folks, if you get stuck with the wrong crew or the wrong person and you've got to be with that person day in and day out, a third of your life, excuse me, it can cause some tension. It can
Yeah.
cause some pressure. It can, like everyone is doing this month. So in Wisconsin, I'm going to see if you could. So do you remember when we educated kids that we played a game? We made it a little bit fun
Play.
for us. Yeah, I'm not sure that we're
Oh
supposed to share
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember
See?
that.
Yeah. And so this is, I was talking with the Chicago guy and I said, the benefit of me being on this podcast is I can share stories about what may or not anymore. So I don't think our former fire chief, who's not even at the fire department there anymore, is going to drive out to Colorado and reprimand me.
You never know. You might see him at a conference.
Maybe that is true. I think he's on the conference circuit.
Yeah.
So for the game we would play, for those that are in the fire service, you want to add this into your toolbox. A little bit more interesting. We would play the 3 words game because we would go and educate kindergartners, first graders on fire safety every year. We had to do about 6 or 8 presentations a day of the exact same thing, and sometimes those things can get a little bit boring. The day gets a little bit long because it's literally just wash, rinse, repeat 6 or 8 times over. And so to have a little bit of fun and make it a little bit more enjoyable for us, we played a game called the 3 word game. On a crew of 4, everybody got to pick a word that the presenter then had to try to fit into their presentation to the kindergartners and firefighters, or kindergartners and first graders. And a lot of times it was super simple, right? Or words that are resonating with kids. And the one that always sticks out in my mind is starfish, beach ball, and pail. And so beach toys, right? I mean, we even kept it for the game. But I had a company officer that thought he could do no wrong and that he could play this game because he was watching us do this game, and we did it fantastic. And he gets up there and sits down, and we gave him starfish, beach ball, and pail. And he's giving his presentation, and we're just standing back in the back, arms crossed, straight-faced, watching him sweat it out because he's trying to figure out how he's going to get these 3 kids' words into a kid's presentation. And no joke, like the presentation before, these guys, because they knew I was a computer guy, so they put in terabyte, hard drive, and MacBook were the 3 words that I had to do. So beach ball, starfish, and pail were pretty easy comparatively.
Yeah.
And
I think
he's going through that story, and he gets to the point, he set himself up. He set himself up for the word starfish, and he loses it. I mean, he just stops mid-sentence and knows that he's got to say the word starfish. We're all just staring at him down, and all of a sudden he just cracks up and starts laughing. The kids are looking at him like, what is wrong with this guy? What is happening here? And the teacher is watching him trying to figure the same thing out. And then finally the 3 of us in the back start to laugh and crack open a little bit too, and she looks at us and figures out there is a shenanigans afoot that we didn't know about. And that was awesome. I had a lot of fun playing that game. Basic, simple, hurt anybody, but allows us to have a little bit of fun with what we do in our job. And so I actually brought that back into this week. I was at that conference, and there was a improv troupe, and so they're asking for words to be called out that they had to use during one of their skits, and I threw starfish out, thinking back of that memory. So that's they got it done. Yeah,
I think I'm not sure what all my 3 words were, but I know I had to use the word Ambien, as in the sleeping pill Ambien in mine. So I did it. So
who was it, like sleeping because
yeah, something like that. Like why would you call 911? If you hurt your foot, or if your mom or dad took too many Ambien, you can't wake them up. Yeah, so it worked out. It was very educational.
Yeah, and I remember like the kids had good responses back to some of our questions because like we'd said like if you can't find your or if your house is on fire, we talk or get out of the house, call 911, right? If your house is on fire. And so there's this one little kid that we're going through the scenario with them, and then I think you should give us words to use on the podcast. Shenanigans are afoot. And so this little kid, we go through the story with them and we get through to the end and we're like, okay, you're outside, your house is on fire. What's the next step? The answer is house and call 911. And he goes, no joke. He goes, and then you panic. I was like, yeah, you can't fault the kid for saying that because it's not necessarily wrong. So
kids say
did you have any fun stories this year? There you do. You guys just wrapped that up. Did you guys have anything fun this year? Or was it just a year in the life?
Because of the COVID thing. I mean, the ones we just did them Tuesdays. They were basically all outside presentations. So kids were really good because I mean, sometimes you get kids that are like way out of hand, and of course, you always get anyone got a question, not a story, but who's got a question, and then all the kids raise their hand. And so I got a question, and then they, go ahead and tell a story. And then, teacher's like, now what I tell you, we want a question. So, yeah. So, but the kids were really, really, really behaved this year. So, yeah. So it's always fun to go out there.
Turns out they like being outside. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what we do, right? It's a job time when we get to go out and interact and not in crisis mode, right? I mean, it's part of that public safety where we actually do get to do a little bit of prevention and talk with the kids and do that. And then this time of year was about the time of year that we filled up a dunk tank one year for somebody at the mall. I don't even know where that came from. I just remember a nice crisp.
Yeah.
That you and I were there filling a dunk tank of water for some reason. I don't even know what it was for, but
I can't.
It's just this time of year.
But yeah, it was. I did not want to be the person to get in that dunk tank because it was cold.
No, for sure. I was watching a video last night about
crystal clear hydrant water. So yeah.
Olivia said she was dunked during academy. My sister from over here watching the comments. We're competing with college football at this time.
Oh yeah, how do people feel about that? Hey, that's why we're recording it. They can watch it anytime.
Yeah, that's right. They can. Speaking of recording,
they can actually listen to the podcast and fall asleep by my soothing voice. So
I think that's actually accurate. I need you to record some sleep meditations for me, man. there's a mindfulness meditation app out because I can't the guy's voice on it, but if you put your Barry White voice on, with your mimosa, I think you could help put me to sleep. Yeah. Speaking of recording, we're putting this up now on lots of platforms.
Yes.
So we've got, let's see here. We've got Spotify now. We've got Stitcher. We've got YouTube. We've got here. So people can follow along and listen in all kinds of places. In fact, I took a screenshot of my Spotify last week because I thought it was pretty awesome to see like our podcast right next to some of the other big guys that I listen to on.
Oh, really?
A regular basis. There, you can listen to it on Spotify. So I was listening to it as I drive.
Yeah.
Olivia wants you to record and be in a smoking jacket. This is
what's it?
The comments come in and says that she wants Neil to record and be in a smoking jacket. We may be going down. We're going down. I'm trying to go to sleep. Oh man. Actually, already closing in on a 30-minute mark. What's your big plans this upcoming week? What should we look forward to next week?
I don't know. Let's I don't know. Let's talk about some of the shenanigans we used, the clean fun shenanigans. Like let's talk about how we were on that Photoshop little binge there for a while. Remember some of those pictures?
Oh, there's one that sticks out in my head very very specifically, which will leave you with that tip that there was a shenanigans afoot with my bunk bed. We'll just leave it at that. To get you with my bunk room bed. I got back from a trip away, and there was some interesting photoshopping that had happened
Yes.
while I was away for a trip, and then we had some from our trucks breaking down. Quite frankly,
Yes.
speaking of which, I know we're at the end, but speaking of trucks breaking down, I was in Wisconsin. I saw the exit for Appleton, Wisconsin. Do you remember driving that son of a bitch truck from Des Moines, Iowa, up to Wisconsin for
yeah.
repair in the middle of winter?
Yeah.
And I
And we
took
had
a
to pull
wrong
over
turn.
because you were freezing. You couldn't feel your feet anymore. So we had to pull over to the side of the road and open up the heater valves.
Couldn't the heat the valves? Yeah, I only had heat in the back of the truck, and so I was like in gloves and a stocking hat, freezing, rolling down Interstate 80 until we got stopped on the side of the interstate and flipped valves so we could get some heat in the front of that truck. Took the wrong turn in Madison, so instead of skirting the city, drove right through downtown over their speed bumps and everything else. And I'm sure the Madisonites were like, "What in the chucklehead doing?"
Awesome.
Oh
yeah,
man,
fun times.
But yeah, we'll talk about our next week. We'll talk about some shenanigans and stuff. But enjoy your man-mosa or your mimosa, your Carl boots later for your man-mosa. I'm starting with my coffee and cream right here, but I think it's time for a spicy bloody Mary. And yes, folks, firefighters do drink, and so not.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. So we may have a tip for drinking tip.
Can't drink all day unless you start in the morning.
And drink responsibly. So on that note, brother, it's good to see you. Good to talk to you. I'm excited about next week. These are going to continue to evolve and grow, but it's great seeing you, man.
Love you, brother.
Love you. Talk to y'all soon. Bye now.